Hello, everybody. Welcome into a episode 8 of Arsenal Fan Circle, and today we're going to be talking about the North London Derby and all of that happened. And so I have a few guests that are going to come on. I have Richard from Arsenal TV that's going to come on just about now, and we're going to talk about the North London Derby yesterday. And what everybody thinks. Hi, Noe. Hope you can stay for us for part 2 as well. We're going to go through a points prediction, Noe, of the remaining games of all of our top 6 rivals in chronological order. So, going into the North London Derby, I would have been happy with a point. I would have taken a point going into the game. And Gundon News will be joining us also shortly. So let me know what your overall feelings of for the North London Derby, everybody. But I want to talk about the team that Emery picked first of all. So the team was Leno with Mustafi at right back, Socrates, Koscielny, and Monreal. Flat back four. I was happy enough with that. Feels like a loss, Noe, but maybe at the end of the season, it might be a well-earned point. Xhaka and Guendouzi were in midfield. All of us wanted maybe someone else at right back and maybe Torreira in midfield. And then Emery played Ramsey in the number 10. And two players that are starting to become fixtures in this team, Iwobi and Mkhitaryan, who are starting to come into form and helping us. And I think that Emery picked the right player in Lacazette going forward as well. So just waiting for Aaron Ramsey was man of the match. Noe, what a way to sign off in the North London Derby. He's been a beast in North London derbies and he's been a beast in Wembley games. So combine the two of those and you got a performance. And I think some people have said that he was pointing to his pitch. This is his backyard, somebody said, which I thought was quite funny. This is my backyard. That's what he was saying. So Socrates played very well, Richard. So Richard will be calling in as well, or I will call Richard as well so we can review the North London Derby. London Old School, thanks for joining. So now we have 3 people. And in the second segment, I want to show you a chart that I came up with. Arsenal TV, Noe. So there are positions for London Old School, Noe, and Richard. If you want to do part 2 with us, where we'll go through our top 4 predictions, that will be in part 2. But let's get through the North London Derby very quickly, and also I think we started very brightly. We had that good start with Ramsey. So a clearance, good, nice one, London Old School. So a clearance from Arsenal wasn't defended very well by Sanchez, and Lacazette was able to play Ramsey through, who was already inside of his own half. So there was no question of the offside. And then there was that long run up to Lloris, I think, is the goalkeeper. And he done it. He pickled them up pretty good. He turned them and he was able to quickly dispatch the goal into the net. 1-0 to Arsenal, and well deserved on the balance of play. I thought Emery had a lot of courage to play 4 at the back. Typically in a game like this, you'd be tempted to play 5 at the back, but then you kind of lose something going forward, although you do have the fullbacks bombing forward. So I thought that he got pretty much everything right. I would have liked Torreira myself in midfield to start, but he went for more energy, which Guendouzi gives you. And that's what you can't ask for anything more than that. So, I'm calling in now to you, Richard. Hi, Richard. So I have Richard on the line as well. So we're going to have a discussion with Richard. Yes. How does the linesman not miss that London Old School? for the Tottenham goal, Richard. The Tottenham penalty.
I actually don't know. I think it's down to the. I don't know. It's more. I don't know. It's just about the FA. I don't know how he's missed it because it's plain to see that all 5 of the Tottenham players were offside.
All five, yeah, a whole line of them. I saw the.
But I just can't see how the linesman has missed it. I really can't.
He obviously has, and he's about 2 yards behind the behind play.
Yeah.
Exactly, London Old School. London Old School said he was behind the play on the set piece, and Tottenham did not take a quick set piece.
No, and you know what? I feel that like every time when the manager makes a decision or they get interviewed about it, like why did he not pick that player, or why doesn't they do the same to the referee? Say, why did you give that decision? Why did you give Torreira the red card, conceding that that Torreira actually got the ball?
Yeah, the referees should definitely be held to a higher accountability.
Of course.
A higher standard.
But it just seems to me that the referees and the linesmen are just getting away with it.
It's like
they're not getting punished for it.
Yeah, it's like a gentleman's club that nobody asks any questions about publicly.
Yeah.
And wasn't just this case. It wasn't just this isolated situation. There was a few other officiating decisions which clearly did not go our way, Richard.
No, I think that, to be honest, I think we was only just a penalty away from getting the 3 points, to be quite honest. I do feel sorry for Aubameyang for not getting it, but, he's just got to keep his head up now and move on to the Man United game. And hopefully the Europa League game will actually build up his confidence to go and get the 3 points against Man United in our next Premier League game.
Yeah, I have no worries about Aubameyang coming back in the next few games and doing what he needs to do. It was just one of those days, we could say, for the strikers. But London Old School has said that the referees are professional, but the standard is not high enough.
I completely agree. It's not good enough, because I think if these referees make these decisions, they should get dropped to go and do like the Championship League, to be quite honest.
Yeah, and until
you get referees that are capable of doing the job and coming into the Premier League. That's what I think should happen. But I reckon this is where we need VAR to come in.
Do you think VAR is going to clear up these situations?
In some sort of respect, yes, I think it will, because it's worked with rugby, it's worked with other sports as well. So maybe it's something that the Premier League needs. This is supposed to be the best football league in the world, and we don't have VAR.
Yeah, it is. It is the best football league in the world in terms of excitement and all of that. Maybe not technically, but in terms of armchair entertainment, it is the best league in the world. London Old School has said VAR may help, but also we need to have a refereeing league or standards so that it can move up or move down,
Yeah, and you know what? Going back to that North London game, I feel that we was absolutely the dominant team from 1 to 90. We were the better team. Granit Xhaka was absolutely solid in that midfield. Now, when I looked at the starting 11, I didn't really have that much of a problem with Mustafi going at right back, because Mustafi was at the right back during the German team when they won the World Cup.
Yep.
So I didn't really see much of a problem there. But I thought Socrates was man of the match, 100%.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think for Laurent Koscielny, I think this was his best performance in a North London derby. I think this was his best for Laurent Koscielny. Even though I do feel that Laurent Koscielny should leave Arsenal, I think it is coming to a point now where Koscielny does need to leave because he's a little bit still off the pace amongst all the other players. But I thought that we was better but we was better from minute 1 to 90. I think with Tottenham, they thought because we can't get through the middle, we'll exploit them on their right hand side.
Yeah.
And that's where during that first half, that's where they was mainly playing, is over on that right hand side. But apart from that, I actually thought that we was robbed, to be quite honest.
Yeah, and that's what Gundam News just typed in there. Most definitely we were robbed. London Old School said the same thing. You know, if the officiating had been done correctly, we would have gotten out of there with 3 points.
Yeah, 100%. As I said, Ray, we was only one penalty away from nicking the 3 points. But I mean, at the end of the day, it happens. You know, it happens. You can't score them all.
Yeah, definitely. We've exceeded expectations in other games. We've won games and drew games we probably should not have. So while it hurts, you know, we can put this down to through the course of a season, you're going to have results like this.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, if you've got the likes of Liverpool and Man City that are challenging for the title, they will take the 1-0 result.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's still 3 points for them. So, but I reckon in the table at the moment, it's going to be between third and fourth. I think first and second has already been justified of who's going to win the Premier League title.
Yeah.
But third and fourth, I think it's going to be up and down until the last day of the season.
Yeah. It's going to be 2 teams from those 4 that we're going to highlight in the second part of the show. You know, 2 out of Tottenham, Manchester United, ourselves, and Chelsea. What do you? So where do you think? Who do you think has momentum? Do we still have momentum, right? Right, Richard?
Yeah, 100%. I think we do still have the momentum in going to get in that third spot. As I said on another podcast show, I said that when everyone was saying what's our best route to Champions League, and everyone was saying Europa League. Well, if you look at it, top 3 is also there to get, as well as top 4 for Champions League, because you're going to have Tottenham that's going to slip up at one point, and then you're going to have Man United not getting I have to admit though, Man United were lucky to actually get 3 points against Southampton, because Southampton really did push them.
Most definitely,
Yeah, but that game there Man United could have easily dropped points there.
Yeah.
So really, I honestly think at the moment, top 4 in the Premier League is our best route in getting Champions League next season, because if you look after the Rennes game, there's going to be some really, really tough teams in that Europa League. It's not going to be as easy to what it was last season for us getting to semi-finals. But, you know, because you've got Napoli in there, you've got Frankfurt in there.
Yeah.
Who else you've got in there? You've got... I know there's a few other teams in there that are really, really tough. So,
and Gundam could help us with that.
I think top 4 is going to be our best route in getting Champions League next season. I know London also actually just put Inter Milan as well. Yeah, they're also in there. So it's not going to be easy for Europa League. Yeah.
No doubt. And like I said before with you, I think, Richard, if you have one slip up in one game and you lose damagingly in the Europa League, like a 3-1 or a 2-0, that's very hard to recover from these days. So you have one bad night in the Europa League, you're out of it. Here in the league, you can have a bad day and still recover.
Yeah, that's the only problem. But as I said, I do honestly think that top 4 is our best route against Champions League next season. I can't really see us getting to semi-finals or to the final of Europa League as much as I would like to see us win a European title. But I'm just speaking the truth.
Gundam News said Socrates was his man of the match. Laka would have made it 2-0. Our penalty should have been retaken because of Vertonghen encroaching the penalty box. And I know Gundam was saying the miss from Lacazette in the second half was like a butterfly effect, and everything happened from there.
Yeah, do you know what? I honestly think really in that first half we should have been about 3-0 up, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Because Lacazette had the chance in the first half, and then he had the chance at the start of the second half as well.
Yeah, Lacazette had that great chance right in the first minute where he wasn't really
Yeah.
into the game at that point. It was forgivable, I guess, you know?
Yeah, I just think it was just a bad day at the office for Lacazette, to be quite honest, in terms of goal scoring wise.
Yeah.
But his work rate was brilliant, though.
And we,
Um,
all of us Gunners were like on the edge of our seat when that Monreal cutback came to Lacazette.
yeah, I kind of was as well. But when I looked at when I was watching the game, and Abba stepped up to take that penalty, I just could not look at the telly because
Yeah.
I knew that that penalty was do or die. We needed that 3 points, and that was our best opportunity.
Yeah, London Old School said that Laka usually scores those chances, but you could see Aubameyang. He looked nervous in his face. You could see the nerves jangling.
I think with Aubameyang, I think he knew exactly the same, that this is a do or die situation.
Mm.
If I score the penalty, I secure the 3 points.
Yeah.
And then we'll be 1 point behind Tottenham. If I miss, we still be 4 points behind them, which I don't mind still being 4 points behind them, because so I think Tottenham's next game is actually Southampton away. So
it is.
That's not going to be easy for them, I don't think.
No.
I think Tottenham will be lucky, and I'll say this, lucky to get 3 points against Southampton.
Yeah, Southampton, they played really, really well yesterday. Nathan Redmond, for me, was man of the match for them.
Mm.
So, you know, they really put it up to Manchester United at Old Trafford. And I feel like we're coming into what I always feel like a very difficult part of the season, because you have teams that are in relegation places right now, Richard, who are going to give it everything to get those points that they need for safety.
Yeah, I do. You know what? Even I don't know if it was a tactical move as well from Emery to bring on Aubameyang. I think it could have been.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure if it was. Because when I looked for Aubameyang coming on and the way he performed at the start, he did stretch Tottenham's back line. And I think that was the key. Even Mkhitaryan, the way he played the ball to Aubameyang to get him in before that penalty, it was, I don't know, it's more or less that Mkhitaryan, you're starting now to see the guy that was playing at Dortmund.
Yeah, can you understand the kind of backlash that people are giving the strikers now after that game?
I can understand, yes, I can understand why we are giving them the stick, because you think of Aubameyang's penalty, you think, well, anyone could have stepped up and took that and probably went in.
It's nailed on, right? Penalties usually nailed on.
I honestly think for Aubameyang, I think the nerves got to him. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
In terms of Lacazette, I just think the balls just kind of fell at the wrong place for him. It's just like, was it the second chance that he had where he opened up his chest?
Yeah.
To shoot the ball in. I don't think he should have done it. I think he should have just put his left foot through it.
Stepped into it.
I think it might have gone in. But I can understand why the fans are giving the strikers so much stick. But at the end of the day, it happens in football. You've just got to take it on the chin and move on.
Yeah, you're going to have those off days. And, you know, I'll be happy if they come back next week against Manchester United and do better.
Well, yeah, because the Man United game, I think, in the whole entire locker room, they know that it is going to be a must-win. It is a must-win, because even if we lose against Man United, which we have done this season, if we lose against Man United, then we're going to be 7 points behind Tottenham, and then you might as well say, well, top 3 is out of the question. We might as well just stick to 4th. Yeah,
I'm very confident, Richard. Our home record, we've only lost to Manchester City, who are likely going to go on to win the league. And we have gotten a result against Tottenham, who are in 3rd place. We beat Tottenham at our place, so there should be no fear of Manchester United.
No, I'm not afraid for Man United at all, because Man United can be beaten, but you've got to play them at their own game. And I think that Emery will get his tactics right, just like he done at Tottenham. He knew where Tottenham were lacking, and he said, look, I need the energy to go and stretch their back four, and eventually we'll get in with the chances, and that's exactly what we done. We dominated their game from 1 to 90. and Tottenham just couldn't keep up.
Well, I did notice the game dipping after 60 minutes. You know, Ramsey was tiring, and Ozil was brought on probably at the wrong time, probably a little bit too late because the game was already shifting at that point around the
Yeah,
65th minute. That's when
yeah,
Tottenham were coming back into it.
yeah. I agree. I think Ozil was also brought on at the wrong time. And to be honest, if Emery saw that Ramsey was tiring out, why didn't he just switch Ramsey straight away for
Yeah.
Ozil? And I think we might have even got the 3 points.
Yeah, we might have. I think Emery really tactically was very good for this game. He picked a good side to start with, and he had a good bench that he could draw from. And I think he did play a pretty good game. Emery did.
Yeah, and do you know what? Guendouzi really did impress me in that game. Also, because for a 19-year-old to play in his first London derby away was actually quite impressive.
Yeah.
And you know, I know people were moaning saying, "Oh, why is Torreira not starting?" Even I was thinking that as well. Why was Torreira not starting? But Guendouzi actually done quite a decent job, like as if Torreira would if he was on the field. But even Torreira done a very good job when he came on. I'm not including that red card because I don't really see it as a red card, to be honest.
Right.
I just
Yeah, I'll quickly. I feel like my opinion on that, Richard, is that I can see why it was a red card because you're endangering that player in that tackle with studs up.
The only problem is, Ray. I look at that. If they're saying that it's modern day football, and that happens, then why wasn't Rose red carded?
Absolutely.
For studding Lino in the chest.
Absolutely, I agree with you completely. And Sanchez right at the end of the game as well.
But even the way I'm looking at of Lucas Torreira, now if you watch it in slow motion, it was the follow through that literally made Rose go over, that made the player go over the top of him. What is he supposed to do? If you look at it, he had his foot twisted to get the ball away, and then it was more or less that he couldn't control his body when he went through to get the ball.
Yeah, so, you have to probably.
It's not really Torreira's fault.
No, we were at a stage in the game where we were trying to recycle the ball so we could keep it on the edge of their box and maybe get the winner. And I guess his aggression or his enthusiasm, let's say, got the better of him, and the referee deemed that to be an over-excitable or overzealous challenge.
To be honest, I still reckon that the referee, Anthony Taylor, should have just gave Torreira a yellow card. Because at the end of the day, the referee has to look at it and say, look, okay, you did get the ball, but it was a follow-through, so why not a yellow card instead of a straight red?
Yeah, I agree. I think that the referees had such a shocking game that they were trying to balance decisions up. And I think in some ways we did get that penalty called because of they realized that they mucked up the Kane penalty shot for offside, you know? So
but you think of it, I think that was the only chance that Harry Kane could have actually scored the goal was by a penalty. Because Socrates during the game absolutely bullied him.
Yes. That's a great partnership going forward for the rest of the season.
He kept Harry Kane away from goal. He knew, Socrates knew that Harry Kane was going to be the massive threat, and Socrates dealt with it.
I know you're a massive fan of Socrates, and I'm coming to agree with you now. Do you think he should be captain for next season?
Yes, 100% he should be.
Gundon News just typed that out as well.
Yeah, the only reason why I think that Socrates he is a leader. He is a natural leader. And I noticed in one of the games that we played recently, Aubameyang wasn't tracking back, and Socrates had a go at him.
Yeah.
Socrates had to go and said, "Look, you need to track back."
Yeah.
And eventually Aubameyang was tracking back. So I do absolutely feel that Socrates should be our captain. He's the only one that I see who can lead this team forward.
Yeah, I think he's good enough to survive what's going to happen in the summertime, obviously, and be made captain by the beginning of next season.
Yeah, I do feel that Emery has got eyes on players that he is going to offload in the summer.
Of course.
I think El Neni will possibly be one of them.
Yeah.
There's no doubt with that because he's not getting any Premier League football, to be quite honest. And now because Guendouzi is stepping up his game, I don't think he's even going to get looking in Europa League as well as cup games as well. So I think El Neni, this will be the time for him to go.
Yeah, Emery does seem to like Guendouzi a lot. He's a really big fan of the kid.
Yeah, the only problem is with Guendouzi, I've noticed is that he doesn't release the ball quick enough at times.
Yeah.
And I know he's a type of player that likes to drive forward, but he also needs to really. If you look at the likes of Torreira, for instance, when Torreira receives the ball, he releases it quicker because he's aware of where the players are. And I think it might be where Guendouzi is younger than him, and he probably hasn't had that much football experience like the likes of Torreira has. I think he needs to learn from Torreira. I think that would be the best option for Guendouzi.
Yeah, I mean, talk a bit about Bernd Leno. What did you think of his game today?
Yeah, I think he was brilliant. It was that second save that I really liked. When he made the first save, and then he caught that second one.
Yep.
I don't think he quite saw it quick enough at the time, but he really did stretch that left hand to push it over the bar, and I thought, well, that was a spectacular save. And funny enough, we only got him for £19 million, so I think it's a bargain.
Yeah.
I know people will say about David De Gea because, but he does those type of saves on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
But Bernd Leno doesn't. You know, he's not a world-class goalkeeper like David De Gea is, but I reckon eventually, I think Bernd Leno could be going that way.
He's got that potential, right?
Yeah, I mean, he commands his area very well. I did notice that during that Tottenham game, we were playing a long ball. We didn't really play that much from out the back.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Emery tactic was there. Whether to say, look, don't play out the back. Let's go long and see see how Tottenham react. But I actually thought that Bernd Leno, he absolutely played well, and I think this was one of his best performances so far.
Yeah, London Old School said he's doing great for his first season in the Premiership. I think he can be the first choice keeper going into next season. What's your read on that, Richard?
Yeah, I think that Bernd Leno has had a fantastic season so far. I was a bit worried when he first came into the Premier League. I didn't thought that he would be up to speed.
Yeah.
He's proven everybody wrong.
Yeah.
I looked at him during pre-season as well, and I thought, yeah, I reckon he could potentially be our number one Premier League goalkeeper. And because I did during pre-season, I liked the way he was commanding his area, the way he was timing the ball to kick it out. So yeah, and he saves as well. So I think this has been a brilliant first season for him.
Yeah,
I expect more from him as well next season.
Absolutely. I believe all of us had the same feeling that Czech should start the season, but at some point, and we didn't know what point in the season, that Leno should take over the number one position, and that happened to happen 6 or 7 games into the season. But did everybody feel that would be the case, that Leno would eventually be our first choice keeper come the end of this season?
Well, I didn't thought that he'll be our first choice goalkeeper as from now. In my opinion, I personally would have started him at the start. I personally would have started Leno at the start of the season, to be quite honest, if it was me, because I thought he could have been better than Czech did against Man City as well as Chelsea. But I'm not going to complain about the Chelsea game at the start of this season, because I thought that we should have dead and buried that game in the first half against Chelsea.
Yeah, we played exceptionally well against Chelsea.
Yeah, we did, and I was expecting Leno to play the first game of the season, but for him to be our first choice goalkeeper as from now is actually quite a good way to start him. as your first choice keeper, because that will give him now the motivation to go into the Premier League next season.
Excellent. There's hope. There's hope going into toward the end of the season now. Um, Talk a little bit about Mkhitaryan and Iwobi from yesterday's game.
I thought Iwobi when he took that shot on, I actually thought it was going in. To be quite honest, I think that his drive towards the final third was exceptional. He may have had a bit of sloppy errors here and there, but apart from that, I thought Iwobi also had a good game. Mkhitaryan, I actually thought that he was top notch. He's tracking back, helping Mustafi to cover in that area. I thought was absolutely brilliant. His pace going forward down the right side, I thought was absolutely brilliant. He literally had all the time, had all the space. Mm-hmm. I like the skill that also he had on that right hand side with
agree with you, London
on that
school.
side. Kieran Trippier. That was it.
Yeah.
And where he played the ball one way and then he ran the other.
London Old School said that Iwobi's improving, but he's still struggling with that finished article.
Yeah, definitely. As I've said in my previews, I've said that all I want to see is end product. And apart from that, I think if he can get that ending right, that final ball, I absolutely think he would be absolutely lethal.
Mm-hmm. All right. Any final takes from the North London Derby for you? Just want to recap everything. I'll go first, Richard. So let's think about us playing Tottenham at Wembley last year and how different this game was. Last year, we didn't have much possession. We were beaten by a Kane header, and we only had some scratchy chances here and there to get a draw. Yesterday, we pretty much bossed the game, and we were the ones going away thinking we should have gotten 3 points. So what do you think, Richard? Compare this game against last season's game.
I think the players are now starting to shape up the way Emery wants us to play, and if you look at when we played at Wembley last season, yes, we was under Arsene Wenger, but I think Emery is doing a much better job to what Wenger did during that game. And I think you can see it. Now, if you look at last season, and the players came out on Twitter, they were saying, "Oh, we like playing for Arsene Wenger." Well, show it on the pitch because you're clearly not.
Yeah.
And I think now they've got a new manager coming in. They know they're not going to get away with certain things like they did with Arsene Wenger, and I think Emery is now looking at the team and saying, right, these are the play. This is how I want us to play. Go out there, do your job, or if you don't do your job, then you're going to get dropped. It's as simple as that. That's how I'm thinking that Emery is sorting out this team, and I think he's doing a fantastic job. If we get third or fourth place this season and then we qualify for Champions League next season, I think he's overachieved.
London Old School said the team has more cohesion now and they're playing better at this part of the season, this time in the season.
Yeah, I do think that we are playing a lot better. Now, if you look at previous seasons that we've had, we've started the season good. Then we've got to December, February, January, and then we took a dip. And then by the end of the season, we're on a good run again. I kind of feel it's kind of gone the same way. I know we had the 22-game unbeaten run, but there is games during that period that we should have lost. Yep. And there's games in that period that we should have won and not drew. But if someone said to us that we'll be sitting in fourth place by January, December,
end of February, right? Yeah.
We would have took your hand off.
Yeah.
Because we never would have thought that we would be in the position that we're sitting in right now.
No, and
4 points behind Tottenham, and everyone was saying that Tottenham were title contenders. They've
yeah,
gone for a team
yeah,
that are title contenders to a team that's fighting to stay in top four.
yeah, yeah. I agree with you, and we'll just sign out with this section saying, you know, I believe there's a media bias towards Tottenham. They seem to be the sweethearts a little bit of the media. If we were doing the things that Tottenham were doing, we would be slated in terms of our players headbutting other players and all of that good stuff.
Do you know what? I'm looking at Tottenham as a club, and people are saying that they are a bigger club. Listen, they're not a big club. Come to us when they've won Premier League trophies.
Yeah.
Come to us when they've gone a 49-game unbeaten run. They will still, Tottenham will still be forever in our shadows.
Yeah.
And that's the honest truth. I don't like them, and I never have done. But it's because of Harry Kane. That's the reason why they get away with it, because Harry Kane is the golden boy, and plus he is the England captain. That's why they're getting away with it.
Alan Shearer did the same thing years ago. London Old School may remember that. Alan Shearer was the England captain. He did the same thing. He stamped on a player on the sideline, got away with it scot-free.
Exactly. And that's why I think that Tottenham are doing exactly the same. And I think it's out of order in terms of all the other teams.
All right, so we'll draw a line under that one, Richard. We'll have a quick word about Manchester United, and then we'll get on to part two. So I think there's not a lot to be said about the Manchester United game. We're going to miss Torreira. It's going to be a big miss.
I think we're going to be missing Torreira for the next 3 games. I'm hearing the next 3 Premier League games he's been banned for.
The big one will be Manchester United next week. I think there's no problem getting the players up for this game. We just have to control our emotions on the pitch.
Do you know what's best? I also think that Guendouzi can do the job. I don't think we are going to miss him. Don't get me wrong, because of his fight on the pitch, but I think Guendouzi can also do the job. So I don't think we'll be 100% missing him if Guendouzi can do the job. And
I think that we can. Lost my train of thought a little bit. I was going to say something very good, but I've lost it. Quickly, Mkhitaryan, Sanchez, Alexis Sanchez, Mkhitaryan. We're getting the best out of that swap right now.
Yes, I would completely agree. We are, because Alexis Sanchez hasn't really been playing that great in terms of under Man United. I know he scored the goal against us, but that was his only goal for God knows how many games. Now, if you said to me that will I take Alexis Sanchez back as in under Man United, I would have said no. But if Alexis is playing the way he was at Arsenal, then I would have took him back.
Yeah.
I don't think he's playing. I think that he went for the money. It's clearly that simple. It's a hard one to say, but I think that we have got the better deal, because Mkhitaryan seems to be doing the business right now, and he's playing the best that I've seen him play since he was at Dortmund. All
right, let's start part 2 now, Richard. We're going to go into that game first of all. Play along, Gundit, and Noe, and London Old School. If we have a 4th person in the live chat, play along as well. We're doing predictions for all of the top 4 contenders for the rest of the season. First game is Arsenal at home to Manchester United. Richard, you want to take it away?
Well, the Arsenal and Man United game is going to be a tough game, because...
So we're going to do win, draw, or loss.
I don't know. I mean, in terms of Man United at the minute, the way they're playing, Solskjaer has actually got them playing absolutely brilliantly.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be a tough one. I think if Emery can get his tactics right and learn from the FA Cup defeat, I honestly think that we could probably win this 2-1.
Right. So Richard, you have us winning that game, and we're on 60 points then, and United stay on 58 points. Gundon News is also saying a win. And Richard, if you're looking at the comments, you can help me out with London Old School and Noe as well.
Yeah, London Old School has gone with a 2-0 win.
Okay, great. I have gone for a draw in that game. And no,
do you know what?
Is Noe playing?
Do you know what, Ray? To be honest, I honestly think a draw could be a good shout for this game in terms of the way we're playing and in terms of the way Man United are playing right now. I think a draw would be a good shout.
Yeah. I think we're just we're two juggernauts that are going to hit head on, and I think it's going to end up in a draw. That's my feeling.
We got a good point in going to Man United this season at Old Trafford, and during that period, I was expecting us to lose that game, to be quite honest. But we ended up coming away with a point, which I was quite happy about. But even that game away from home, we should have also won.
Did Noe put in his prediction? Is Noe playing? Because he kind of had to be. He has not.
No, he hasn't put his prediction in yet.
Okay, I think we have Gunded, London Old School, and you're on as well, Richard, I think. Yeah. So maybe Noe ducked out. Noe, you can watch the rest of this video. We'll move forward without you. But thanks for coming on. The next one up after wiping out Manchester United versus Arsenal because they play each other. The next game is Tottenham away to Southampton.
Well, as I said at the start of the
Yep.
As I said at the start, I said that Tottenham will be lucky to get a win in terms of the way Southampton are playing. Southampton are the team that stopped us for our 22-game unbeaten run.
Mm-hmm. It's a difficult place to go.
Yeah, Southampton is always a difficult place to go. But I don't know. I don't know what's happening with Harry Kane because they're saying that they could. I don't know if he's picked up another injury again. I do not know.
I got you, London Old School.
Because Harry Kane didn't really look that great in coming off of the Tottenham game, so I'm not 100% sure. I reckon. Do you know what? I reckon Tottenham could actually get a win in this game. It is a possibility, but I will go with a draw 1-1.
Okay. Richard's going to draw, and all right.
London Old School is going with a draw 1-1, and Gundit News is going with Southampton to win 1-0.
Excellent. The next game that I have here is Wolves. Wolves are playing away to Chelsea. Or Chelsea are playing at home to Wolves. Let's say that much.
I know Chelsea won today, didn't they? With Higuain and
yeah, Chelsea won today.
Jorginho's goal. But in terms of Wolves, to be honest, Wolves haven't done too bad this season coming into the Premier League for their first season. They ain't done too bad.
2-1
I'm
win.
going to go with a Chelsea win 2-1.
And London Old School also. Richard.
Do you know what? It's weird because with Chelsea, they're going through a pretty bad patch at the minute with Sarri.
Yeah, they seem to be getting results though.
Yeah, they do seem to be getting results, but Chelsea just worry me a bit because if they keep getting points, then maybe goal difference might play a part in it.
Yeah.
But with this game, I do honestly think that Chelsea could possibly win 2-1. But then again, I'm thinking it could go the other way.
Let's wait till the end of the season. Let's wait till the end of these predicted scores and results, and we'll figure out how goal difference will impact that.
So News has gone with Wolves Wolves to win 2-1 against Chelsea.
Right. So right now we have. Well, we'll do everything at the end. I know it's going to look a little bit muddled, but we'll get to everybody's scores and everybody's predicted placings at the end. The next game for us, Richard, Arsenal away to Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Do you even know when that game is going to be played?
It's postponed, but it's still going to be there in the schedule.
Okay, so we are away to Wolves.
I have us down for a draw. So I have 2 draws for us for the next 2 games.
Do you know what? No, I'm actually not going to go with a draw. I'm actually going to go with a win. I'm going to go Arsenal 3-1.
Okay. London Old School and Gundit. A win for London Old School.
Yeah, he's going with a 1-0 win.
Yeah. It's going to be a tough place to go to.
Well, every away game is usually a tough one to go to.
Yeah.
Because if you look at last season, we practically lost nearly all of our away games.
Right.
So
all right. So
Emery seems to be turning it around. So hopefully we'll get the 3 points. Hopefully.
So I went for 2 draws in those 2 games, and I'm on 60. I'm on 59 points, while both of you are on 63 points. Or all 3 of you are on 63 points for Arsenal. Anyway, next game, Manchester United at home to Watford. I have them down for a win.
Is that for Man United and Watford?
Yeah.
I'll go with a draw 2-2.
$3-0 win for London Old School. That puts them on 61 points. And Gundit, you gotta hurry up, man. Gundit, you did your homework already. I know you did. A draw. Okay. All right, so the next game, Richard, is Tottenham at home to Palace. Crystal Palace.
You know what? Crystal Palace are a funny side, because they've been getting quite good 3 points lately.
And Wilfred Zaha, I think, is itching for a move. He's starting to score some goals for them. Isn't it always funny? Isn't it always funny how a player plays better when his contract is about to be up? London Old School goes for 3-1 win for Tottenham.
I'll go Tottenham win 2-1.
Gundit? Did he put his... He did in... You'd think he did put it in already.
Yeah, he's gone Palace to nick it.
I've gone for Palace for a win as well. All right, next game, Richard, is Chelsea play Everton at Goodison Park. Now, Everton. A little thing about Everton, every team has to play Everton.
Yeah, we've got Everton in the next two games. Because we've got Newcastle and then we've got Everton. I don't know, to be honest, with Chelsea and Everton.
I have Everton beating them there at Goodison Park.
London Old School has gone with a 2-2 draw.
All right.
And Gundit News has also gone with a draw. I'm just thinking what to go with for this one.
Yeah.
It is going to be a tough game, but I'm going to go Chelsea 2-0.
So then you have them on 62 points at that point, Richard.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't come back and haunt me.
All right.
If Everton win, I'll be happy.
Yeah. Next game is Arsenal at home to Newcastle.
Do you know what? I can see us getting the 3 points in that one because Newcastle haven't been playing that great.
Yep.
To be honest, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I had Newcastle down as one of my relegation sides. Yeah, I'm going to go Arsenal 3-0.
Okay, Richard.
London Old School has gone with a 3-1 win.
And then Gundit. I'll just tell you about the next game, Richard, while we're waiting for Gundit. Manchester United away to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Let me know if Gundit has posted his Arsenal results.
Yeah, Gundit News has gone with
4-0
a 4-0 win.
All right.
Man United against Wolves. Is Man United at home or are they away?
They're away at Molineux. I have it as a draw.
I'm going to go with a Wolves win. Because I think Wolves are beating them this season as well.
Oh, great. I'd be very happy with that. If we get it,
I'm going to go with a Wolves win. I reckon Wolves might do it, and I'm going to go 2-1.
Awesome, great. Did London Old School post?
He's gone with a draw 1-1, and Gundit News has gone with a Wolves win 3-1.
Okay, very good. When I get through these next two results, we'll do a quick recap. Next game is the Spurs go to Anfield. Tottenham go to Anfield.
I'm going to go with a Liverpool win. Because I cannot see Tottenham getting 3 points at Anfield.
Same here, Richard.
Whatsoever.
Same.
I reckon they will.
I agree with you, the same thing. Liverpool will win that game.
Yeah, I'm going to go Liverpool 4-1.
$3-0 win for Liverpool, London Old School. Did Gundit News ever give us his result for Manchester United?
Is that Man United against Wolves?
Yeah, for Gundit.
Yeah, Gundit went with a 3-1 Wolves win.
Okay, I got that, sorry. Did he give us the Spurs-Liverpool result? Okay, just
no,
now.
Not at the moment.
Liverpool win. All right, so we have Tottenham losing all across the board on that one. Great. Next game is Chelsea away to Cardiff.
Do you know what? I think Chelsea might get the points for that one, to be honest.
Yep.
Because I got Cardiff as a relegation side, so I don't. Wait, hold on. Let me check the Premier League table. I'm not 100% sure.
I can tell you where they are as of right now. They are. Cardiff are 18th.
Yeah, so in that case, then I'm going to go with.
Thank you, London Old School.
I'm going to go with a Chelsea win. I'll go 3-1.
Okay. Okay, so just in order to get Chelsea back on even with the rest of us, because they have that game in hand, I'm calling the West Ham, Chelsea West Ham at home. We'll get
Chelsea
them.
and West Ham.
Chelsea and West Ham. I have them down for a 3-0 win, or they win by 3 goals, let's say.
Well, West Ham are ninth on the table at the minute, and they look as if they could be creeping up to 8th. If Watford does decide to lose, and obviously including Wolves. I reckon Chelsea might beat West Ham. I'm going to go 3-0. But then again, West Ham could surprise us.
And did you get Gondit's yet?
He's gone with a Chelsea win.
Chelsea win, so put him on 62. Okay. Quick recap. A quick recap at this point puts for me. Actually, just keep going here, Richard. Sorry. Right, the next game is for Arsenal away from home. We're playing Everton. We're playing away from home.
I reckon we could get the 3 points. Because Everton are Everton are 10th at the moment, and they look as if they're going to go down. And we are currently now 5th in the league. I reckon we could get the 3 points. I'll go with a Arsenal 3-1.
A 2-1 win for a London Old School. And I'm saying a draw at Goodison Park.
I'm surprised that you're actually going with a draw, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. I tried to be as unbiased as possible, and I'm going to tell you, Richard, my results surprised me. So we'll leave that till the end of the show.
Yeah.
The reveal, the big reveal.
If anyone actually wants to know how the Premier League table stands right now, Man City are top of the league.
Yep.
With 71 points. Liverpool are second with
70.
Tottenham are third with 61. Man United fourth on 58, and we are fifth with 57. And Chelsea are sixth with 56 points.
All right. Now, thanks for that, Richard. The next game is Manchester United at home to West Ham.
I'm going to go with a Man United win. I'll go with Man United 2-0.
I have too. I think it's a pretty routine victory for them.
Yeah.
And London Old School and Gundit.
London Old School's gone 3-0 win.
3-0 win. And Gundit News. Mahir, I was waiting on you.
London Old School said that they looked it better tonight, Everton.
Everton were a very good team. They played well and they were unlucky.
I might have to watch the highlights for that, so I didn't see it. Gundit News put 2-1.
2-1 win for Manchester United. That was Gundit, right? Yep. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mahir. And Richard, you had said yes also, right?
Yeah, I went with Man United to win 2-0.
All right. The next game for Tottenham will be Brighton at home. I have them down for a pretty straightforward win, beating Brighton at home. So in my estimation, Tottenham have climbed to 68 points with that win.
I would absolutely agree, actually, to be honest with you. I reckon Tottenham will get a straightforward win with that one. I'll go Tottenham
3-0 for London Old School.
Yeah, I'll go 3-1.
And Gundit, what do you think? Tottenham playing at home to Brighton really should be a straightforward win for them. We're coming up to halfway in our predictions.
I mean, you've only got to take a look at Brighton. When they played against us, they put a goal past us during the when we got a draw during that game. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do the same to Spurs. So that's why I do reckon they are gonna. I reckon that Tottenham are gonna win that game, but I reckon Brighton are gonna get a goal during that game.
Right. Okay. Did Gundit post for the Spurs Brighton game?
Yeah, he's gone with 3-1. And Gundit, thank you for your comment. You said that I'm doing an excellent job tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, you're helping me out as well, Richard, because everyone sees the top of my head right now. So we'll do this last one, then we'll do a quick recap. I'll be able to recap. Chelsea go to Anfield, play Liverpool. I have a draw.
Oh. Yeah, I'm either going for a draw or I'm going to go for a Liverpool win. In terms of the way Liverpool are right now, and they're pretty much demolishing near enough every team that are pretty much in front of them.
Thanks, London Old School.
Surprised. I mean, Man City. Sorry, Chelsea beat Chelsea. Was it Chelsea that beat Man City? No. Man City beat Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final.
Yeah.
So,
and they beat up on them on the league as well, 6-0.
Yeah, exactly. So
5-0.
I'm actually going to go with a Liverpool win, and I'm going to go with the same as Gundit, 4-0.
Oh, did you say Liverpool wins, Gundit? I got yours, Richard.
Yeah, Gundit's also gone with a Liverpool 4-0.
Okay. So let me recap quickly here.
I ain't being funny, but the way I'm looking at this, if Man City can put 6 past Chelsea, then I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool does the same. I really wouldn't be surprised.
All right, for Arsenal, all three of you guys have us on 69 points at that time. I have us at 64 points, so it's a big difference there. For Manchester United, all three of you have Manchester United at 65 points. I have them at 64. For Tottenham, we all have Tottenham at 60. No, three of you have them at 67 points, and I have them on 68. And for Chelsea, London Old School has them at 69 points. Richard, you have them at 68. I have Chelsea at 64, and Gundit has them at 62. So that's halfway right now.
Yeah. Do you know what, guys? I honestly don't think that Chelsea are going to get into top 4. I honestly don't, because I know we've dropped. We've gone back down to 5th, but Chelsea doesn't really have that many easy games, well as we do.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got Newcastle, we've got Everton.
Yeah.
So those type of games we should be winning. But Chelsea, they've still got to go to Anfield. They've still got to go to the Etihad.
Yeah.
So I really can't see Chelsea getting into top 4 this season. I really can't.
Plus, Richard, I was saying to Gundit earlier that we are not going to be dealing with very many relegation threatened teams. We're going to be playing a lot of mid-table teams. The other teams will be playing Huddersfield, Cardiff, teams that are in danger of going down. And this type of year, teams play harder when they're in the relegation zone.
Well, yeah, the majority of our teams that we're playing against are kind of nowhere near us. So you really do think that the way it looks on paper, you expect us to get the 3 points in nearly every game that we play.
Yep.
And then that would increase our chances in getting to top 3 maybe if Tottenham does slip up. But if you look at the Chelsea fixtures, as I said, they've still got to go to the Etihad. They've still got to go to Anfield. Most likely, you've probably still got to play against Tottenham again. So I don't know. It's very, very unpredictable, and I reckon that we have got a better chance than Chelsea.
So look, if you're looking at the screen now, you see the ugly chart that I came up with: Arsenal, Man United, Spurs, and Chelsea. And I've got each of our names in the bottom here: Ray, Gundit, London Old School, Richard. I think Noe's not involved. So you see where the three of you are with Arsenal. I'm here. The three of you are with Manchester United. I'm here. And we're all pretty even for Spurs. But you can see we have a little bit of difference for Chelsea. So that's where we're at right now. Let's keep going. Let's push on, as they say. The next game is we're at Vicarage Road. Arsenal go to Vicarage Road and play Watford away from home.
Away from home.
I have us winning there. Well, I have us winning there, which brings them to 67 points for me.
Yeah, I'd probably go with a 2-1 win against Wolves, to be quite honest, away from home. Was it Watford? Sorry.
Watford.
Yeah, I reckon we're going to win that easily, 2-1, I reckon.
I think Gundit, I saw Gundit said a win as well.
Yes, Gundit, I think he's gone with a 3-1.
Yeah, and then London Old School.
And London Old School's gone with 2-1 as well.
2-1, okay. So that puts...
London Old School also said that Man United is the biggest threat, and they are, because we're practically neck and neck with them.
Yep. Yep. My opinion is this is going to go... We're going to drop between 4th and 6th for the next few weeks. And it's going to go neck and neck and be pretty tight, I feel. It's exciting. Previous years, Richard, we always knew what Arsene Wenger's could get us to, whether that be top 4 for many years or top 5 or top 6. So we became pessimistic the last 2 years. We don't know what we're getting from Emery and this team, but we're excited about it. London Old School, I have a treat for you later when we do all of the totals here. You'll be amazed at my totals.
London Old School actually just said that it could go to goal difference, which is a very, very good point.
Absolutely.
It absolutely could.
Absolutely. I'm going to tell you, Richard, and I don't want to tip my hat too much, but my totals were shocking to me. So that's all I'm going to say. The next game.
Well, Ray, do you know what? Before you actually say that, I was going to say something. We are actually better off this season to what we was last season.
Yep.
In terms of point-wise.
11 points or 12 points better off. Yep.
Yeah, so if you look at that, you can tell straight away that Emery is doing the best that he can with an average side.
Yeah, definitely.
And that he is getting the best out of these players.
So his appointment has been very good because they brought him in because he's a coach that can work with players that have been identified. Not necessarily he is identifying the players, but he's able to get the best out of those players that we bring in.
Well, I mean, if you take a look at the players that he's brought in, and in total, I would say it's probably about 6.
Yep.
Which is Socrates, Guendouzi,
Torreira, Leno,
Steiner, Leno, and Denis Suarez. Out of those players, only one of them has actually played under him, and that is Denis Suarez.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what I'm confused about is we brought in Denis Suarez, but why are we not giving him any game time?
I agree with you.
What seems to be the problem? Why is Emery not giving him the 90 minutes?
Well, I coincided with Mkhitaryan coming back from injury, I'm going to say. I think if Mkhitaryan was still injured, Suarez might get more of a look in.
But then, Ray, you have to look at it on the flip side. Is that Denis Suarez can't just play out on the right; he can also play out on the left as well. So if Wobie needs a rest, that's when we can drop in Suarez. So it's just the way Emery needs to work around the team.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to be in a position where we're 2 or 3-0 up and we can bring him on, give him some minutes. He's got to work himself into the team as well, you know.
But haven't we already done that this season where we've been 3-0 up
Yeah.
or something and he's come on?
Yep. I think we're all still trying to understand how Emery works and how he thinks.
Yeah, but I've also noticed that Mkhitaryan is looking a lot more sharper and he's looking a lot fitter to what he was.
Yeah.
And I think that's down to obviously him having his fitness training.
Exactly.
Why he was recovering from his injury.
Exactly the point London Old School said. He's like up to full fitness now.
Yeah, I honestly think he is, and because he when he first came into Arsenal, he wasn't playing like this. Let's put it that way.
Maybe on his debut, he had a really good debut, right, against Everton.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he did.
But then they sort of tailed off, and he's a frustrating player because he's another one of those that he has everything on his day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Ray, the only thing is, it's consistency that we need from the players.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think that Mkhitaryan is the second highest paid player at Arsenal. He's on like 200,000.
Aubameyang is the second highest, but then Mkhitaryan would be right there, third or fourth.
Yeah, so I mean, he's getting the money. He's getting that £200,000, so he should be playing to his full potential.
Yeah.
And should be doing this type of performance on a weekly basis.
On the regular, yeah, exactly. I can't argue with that. Next game will be Manchester United away to Everton. Manchester United at Goodison Park. I have Manchester United losing there. And I have that as their first defeat under Solskjaer in the league. Maybe they go out of the Champions League pretty soon. So null points for Manchester United.
The way Man United are looking at the moment,
2-1 win.
Champions League and playing PSG currently 2-0 down. It's going to be very, very tough for them to get back into that. Because of the way Neymar's playing at the moment as well. So
London Old School has a 2-1 win.
Yeah, but in terms of the Man United and Everton game, I can probably only see us going one way, and that is a 2-1 win Man United.
Okay, Richard. And Gundy News? Don't know if he's still with us or not. Anyway, let me know if Gundy News posts. The next game, Richard, is Tottenham away to Huddersfield. Gundy News, Man United away to Everton first. And the rest of the class, Huddersfield away, Tottenham away to Huddersfield, Richard.
Well, I could only see one way for that, and that's Spurs to win.
Yep.
Because, Huddersfield are right at the bottom of the league. And they haven't really had that great of a season whatsoever. So, yeah, I reckon I'll go with a Spurs 3-1.
Okay. Did Gundy ever come back with Manchester United Everton?
No, he hasn't.
Okay, Mahir, we need Manchester United away to Everton, and we need Tottenham away to Huddersfield. We are in the middle of our points prediction. You're welcome to join in. The fourth person in the live chat. Say hello. You're welcome into the circle, right, Richard?
Yes, 100%.
Gundit News. Has he reported?
No, not at my end. No, he hasn't.
He owes us 2 results. Manchester United away to Everton and Tottenham away to Huddersfield.
Yeah, Gundit's come in and he said 2-1.
For Manchester United?
Gundit, you need to give us a prediction for Tottenham and Huddersfield as well.
Tottenham away to Huddersfield, Gundit. For the rest of the class, the next game is Chelsea at home to Burnley.
I don't know, you know, because Burnley have picked up some good results lately.
Burnley are playing well.
Yeah, so it's going to be a tough. I can only see that going one way, and I reckon that could be a draw.
London Old School has given me 3 points. For Chelsea, Richard, you do a draw. And I have also a win for them. And Gundit News. Chelsea at home to Burnley.
I don't think he still even hasn't gave us a prediction for Tottenham and Huddersfield yet. Well, at the moment, Burnley are actually sitting in 16th place at the moment on the table.
Correct.
So, and they're only on 30 points.
Gundit News, we need your 2 results. Tottenham away to Huddersfield.
But if Burnley can win their next game,
yeah. What would that mean?
They could possibly end up 14th because of Newcastle as well, because Newcastle was on 31.
Yeah, and it's valuable for teams. If they move up 1 place in the league, they get a lot more money from the Premier League for every position that they make, every final finishing position they make. So it requires teams to remain competitive, even those in the mid-table. They're trying to do the best for their club to get the best prize money at the end of the season.
Gundit's came in and he said that Spurs to win 3-1 against Huddersfield.
Thanks for joining us, Gundit. So nice of you.
And he's also come in with another one for the Man United and Everton game. He's got Man United to win 2-1.
Man United, Everton. I think we got that one, here. We need the Chelsea at home to Burnley. We are almost halfway through our points prediction. If you were in the live chat, let us know that you're there.
Chelsea to win 3-0.
Chelsea to win 3-0 at home to Burnley.
Which I think that is actually a good shout, actually.
Yep.
In terms of the way Chelsea are playing, in terms of where they are in the table, and Burnley being 16th, I wouldn't be surprised if it does end up 3-0, to be honest.
Burnley are started to play well in the last few weeks, Richard.
Yeah, they have.
The next game for the Gunners. Arsenal play at home to Palace. I have a clear-cut win. 3 points in the bag.
Now, my only problem with this game is that I'm looking back on us when we played them away from home, and we only got a point there.
Yes.
But in terms, because we're playing at home and our home record is actually probably our best at the moment.
Thanks, London Old School.
I would probably go with an Arsenal win against Palace, but I don't think it's going to be a big margin. I'll go with Arsenal 2-0 against Palace.
Okay. All results are in for the Arsenal Palace game. The next one is Manchester United are playing at home to Manchester City. It's the Manchester Derby at Old Trafford. I have Manchester United getting a draw.
I'm gonna go Man United. I'm gonna go Man City to win.
Okay, no points for Manchester United for you.
No, I'll go Man City win.
A 2-1 win for United. London Old School. And Gondit, Manchester United at home to City.
London Old School is going for City.
Yep. Thank you, London Old School. Oh, for City. Okay. I have to amend that, Richard. Or London Old School. I have to amend that. Did Gundit post?
No, he hasn't posted yet.
Thanks for your help, Richard. We have four of us doing various predictions. So thanks for helping me keep track of everything.
You're absolutely welcome.
But it is going to be interesting at the end.
Well, my prediction for my actual top 6, I would say, for the predictions.
Yeah.
If I can remember it off by heart, I went with City to win the league.
Yep.
Liverpool second.
Mhm.
Arsenal third.
Mhm. I'll take that.
I think I went with Man United. Yeah, that was it. I went with Man United fourth, Chelsea fifth, Tottenham sixth. That was my prediction.
All right.
Gondit's gone with a 3-0 win to us against Palace.
Yeah, he's behind. How are you getting behind, Mahir? We need your Manchester United at home to City prediction. I thought the show would be wrapped up by now, Richard.
It's okay, no worries.
London Old School is 12 hours ahead of me, so it's 3:30 in the morning for him. He tells me he is a late. He's a late bird, so appreciate you sticking with us, London Old School. We only have about 3 more rounds to go.
London Old School's predictions, he's gone with Man City, Liverpool, Spurs, Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea.
Oh well, you've revealed your final score. So London Old School.
He's gone with Spurs to have 79 points, Arsenal to have 78, United 77, Chelsea 73.
Right. So London Old School has us in fourth, which I'll take all day long. Let's finish this out. Let's finish this out real quick. So, the next one is Spurs away to City, Manchester City. I have them down for nothing. They're going to lose there.
Can you repeat that again?
Tottenham at Manchester City.
Yeah, I reckon Tottenham are going to lose that one as well. I'm going to go Man City win 3-1.
Yeah, Man City win that game. London Old School, I think, says Man City wins that game.
Yeah, Gondit News actually went Man City to win 3-0.
All right, cool. Let's move on real quick. That's a clear-cut loss for Tottenham at that. That's okay, London Old School. The next game is a very, very big one. Chelsea are playing at Old Trafford versus Manchester United. I have Chelsea losing that game. Chelsea.
I'm going to go with a draw.
Chelsea, Manchester United.
Yeah, I'll go with a draw for that one, Ray.
Okay.
I'll actually go with a 1-1 draw.
Okay. So that puts I'll put Manchester United down for a point as well, Richard.
Gundit News comment on it, and he said, "Guys, my comments are not coming through."
I don't know how that is happening to Gundit. And London Old School, I think you already gave me. Did you give me the result of that London Old School?
It looks as if he went with a 3-1 win.
For Chelsea?
I think so, or I don't know if that's for Man United or if that is for Chelsea.
Chelsea go to Old Trafford, London Old School. Chelsea go to Manchester United. I have Manchester United winning that game. 3-1 to United.
Yeah, I've got them to get a draw, to be honest.
Okay, the next game is, and we only have 3 more rounds to go. Arsenal away to Leicester City.
Well, Leicester are currently 11th at the moment, and they've only won 10 games, but they've lost 14. I can probably see us getting a win for that one, and I'm going to go with the same result we got before, and I'm going to go with Arsenal 3-1.
You, at that point, you have us at 78 points, Richard.
Yeah, I'll go with Arsenal 3-1 for that game. I reckon it could be the same result as to what we did at home.
Okay. I have a draw in that game. Arsenal playing away to Leicester, guys.
Yeah, London Old School went with a draw, 1-1, and I think that was for the Man United and Chelsea game. Or no, it might be for us actually. Gundit News also went with a draw.
Okay, so Leicester will be a difficult fixture, no doubt. Can I just say at this point, traditionally 76 points will be enough, I think. Does everyone think 76 points will be enough for top 4?
To be quite honest, I wouldn't say 76. I would probably say about 78, 79.
Okay, you think it'll be a bit? You think it'll be a bit higher?
Yeah, I would like it. I would actually like it to be quite close to Tottenham.
Yeah. Right now, Richard, you have us at 78 points.
Yeah.
London Old School and Gundit are at 76 points, and I'm on 70 points. So I'm quite a hard scorer. Is that your final?
London Old School actually went with a 1-1 draw against Leicester,
Yeah.
and he said 78 points. So that should really be enough.
That's what you think will be for the top 4. Will be enough for
Yeah.
top 4. So we're all getting close to 78 points.
Yeah, Gundit News went for a 3-0 win.
With Arsenal, Leicester.
It looks that way, yes.
Okay. Thanks, Richard. Hey, the next one is Manchester United are home to Chelsea. I think we already did that, right? Yeah, we already did that one.
Yeah, we already did Man United and Chelsea.
Scratch that one. The next one is Tottenham at home to West Ham.
That's going to be a very tight. That's going to be a tight game.
Gunda, Tottenham at home to West Ham. It is it's a London derby, right?
London versus North versus East.
North versus East. Tottenham at home to West Ham. I have a draw.
Do you know what, Ray? I think I would actually agree with you on that one. I think I would go with a draw as well. Oh, here we go. This is interesting. London Old School is going with the Spurs win 2-1. And
Gundit, West Ham, Tottenham.
Yeah, he hasn't done that one yet.
Tottenham at home to West Ham, Mahir. We are almost completed on our top 4 predictions of final placings. We all think, most of us think 78 points will be enough for top 4. I think 76 will be enough for top 4. We're waiting on Gunded News. Tottenham at home to West Ham. And this feels like the Eurovision Song Contest to me.
No, it's actually gone with West Ham 2-1.
All right, so no points for Tottenham. Thank you, Mahir. Next one is Chelsea at home to Watford. I have Chelsea.
Close.
Chelsea at home to Watford. I have them winning that game.
I'm actually going to take Chelsea to lose that game. I reckon Watford can do it 2-1.
Nice one. London Old School and Gundit.
Yeah, he's gone with London Old School has gone with a 2-0 win versus Chelsea.
Chelsea win that one.
Yeah, he's gone with 2-0.
And Gundit. Richard, do you have your totals as well at the end in case I mucked some of my additions, or will I just go from my chart?
Just go from your chart.
Okay. Gundit, we need the Chelsea at home to Watford.
He's gone. Gundit's just put. It is yes. Tottenham and West Ham draw.
Tottenham and West Ham draw. Okay. Thanks, Noe, for coming back in. It's getting toward the end, and we will have the big reveal. And sorry.
It's alright.
Sorry, Richard.
Noah's gone with it says Chelsea 2-0. Kepa will win his second game as Chelsea manager.
Well, we all know Kepa is the person who is controlling substitutions at Chelsea. Not unlike John Terry a few seasons ago, you know? There's something endemic in that club, Richard. That Chelsea club is very badly run, and Sarri, I know he's Italian, but he shows his emotions way too easily. He gets very upset.
Ray, do you know what? It's more or less player power.
Yep. Kepa is back in.
The manager doesn't really have that much say in it, which I think is wrong.
Yeah, Kepa is back in after one game out. Well, let's push on. We got London pushing on to 4 o'clock here. Thanks, London, for sticking with us. Arsenal at home to Brighton. I have a clear-cut win. I hope to be at that game.
Yeah, I reckon that we're going to win that game as well.
London at home to Brighton. Got the news.
London Old School has gone with a 3-0 win for Arsenal.
3-0 win for Arsenal. Thanks, London Old School. Gundit, it is Arsenal at home to Brighton. Thanks, Noe. Noe, do you have your final placings worked out as well when you add all of your predictions too, so you can participate at the end, Noe? Gundit News, we need Arsenal at home to Brighton. Moving on, Richard. The next game is Manchester United away to Huddersfield.
I can only see Man United win for that.
Absolutely, me too.
I reckon Man United's going to win that 3-0.
Gundit, we're going to put Gundit down for a win at Arsenal.
London Old School has gone with a Man United win 3-1.
Man United win 3-1. Yep. Pretty cut and dry there. And Gundit, Manchester United away to Huddersfield. I would imagine that I'm going to put him down for 3 points as well. Richard, the next game. London Old School and Gundit, the next game. And Noe, the next game. Tottenham go away to Bournemouth. It's going to be quite an open game.
I go with the Tottenham win.
Me too. Tottenham.
No, he's also gone with a Spurs win. And London Old School has gone with a Spurs win 2-0.
Two-0 Spurs win. Okay, thank you. The next game is Chelsea away to Leicester.
I reckon Chelsea could win that.
I have them down for a draw myself. Should I put you down for a win?
That's kind of what I'm edging towards. I'm edging towards a Tottenham win. Chelsea win.
Chelsea win at Leicester. I have a draw.
Yeah, I think for Chelsea against Leicester, I think it's only going to be a 2-1.
London Old School, I think, saw 2-2.
Yeah, Gundit News has also go for Banter FC win.
Yeah, I don't know if that's Chelsea or United.
Noe is gone with a Leicester win 2-1.
Okay. All right, now we're into the last set of games. Arsenal, the final game of the season, they go away to Burnley. It's going to be a tough game away to Burnley, but I've got them for 3 points.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm hoping it is going to be a 3 points, but we have Jordan lost a few away games this season, so it's going to be very, very tough. And it depends what type of Arsenal is going to turn up on that day. I imagine I'd probably go with an Arsenal win against Burnley. But then it depends what type of lineup we're going to put out. So I'll go with a Arsenal 3. Yeah, I'll go with a 3-0.
3-0.
London Old School is gone with an Arsenal 4-0 win.
And Gundit. Yeah, no, that's going to be an exciting game. 3-2. Gundit News. Arsenal versus Burnley. Last game of the season. Let's crack on, Richard.
Yeah.
Manchester United at home to Cardiff. London Old School and Noe and Gundit. We may be experiencing technical difficulties. Um, Manchester United at home to Cardiff. Cardiff will probably be fighting for their lives. They may already be relegated at that point.
Yeah.
I cannot see anything other than a Manchester United win.
No, that's exactly what I can see as a Man United win, because I've even got Cardiff as a relegating team. So probably at that point of the season, they are going to be officially going to the Championship League.
Yep.
But for Man United, in the way they're playing at the moment, I would definitely go with a Man United win.
Did London Old School report and Gundit and Noe? Noe, give me for the Manchester United Cardiff at home. Manchester United at home to Cardiff.
No, he did actually give an Arsenal result. He's gone with a 3-2.
Yeah, 3-2 for the Burnley. What do you think, Noe? Cardiff may already be relegated going to Old Trafford. They'll try to get the shirts, autographed shirts from the players. Arsenal win 3-0. Gundit News. Okay. Did we get London Old School? Manchester United at home?
Not at my end. Right, I'm going to have to go.
No problem. Just give me, I'll do your final score then. I'll let you know, Richard, okay?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Ray, thank you for having me on the show.
Thanks for coming on. It was fun. I'll text you the final standings, or you can watch the last 5 minutes here later, okay?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Thank you for having me, Ray.
Talk to you again. Thanks for supporting me.
And thank you to everybody else.
You got it. Bye, Richard.
Bye.
Sorry, London Old School. Can you just say that again? What you had? Man United versus Cardiff. I think he may have had a win. And Gundit. Very good. Thanks to London Old School. Last two fixtures, London Old School and Gundit. And Noe. Tottenham play at home to Everton the last game of the season. I have a draw. Three 0 win for Spurs for London Old School. And Gundit News, do you have a Spurs? Do you have a Tottenham Everton result, Gundit? Hello. Hi. So Richard has left me at this point, and Gundit's back on. Noe, thanks for that. A 2-1 win for Tottenham. Mahi, what do you think about Tottenham versus Everton?
Tottenham versus Everton 3-0.
Everton will win 3-0 or Tottenham?
Tottenham will win 3-0.
Tottenham will win 3-0. Okay. Do you have your final totals then?
I do have my final totals.
Let's do the last result. London Old School, Noe. Thanks for staying with me. Last result here. Chelsea play at home to Brighton. at Stamford Bridge. I have it down for an easy 3-0. At 3 points easy.
I would have to agree with you. I would say 4-0 to Chelsea.
And so, Mahir, do you have? Thank you, London Old School. Mahir, do you have the final? Do you have your final totals for all 4 teams? Did you add them all up?
I do. I do have totals for 3 of the 4 teams, even though I have given.
Okay. I'll figure out that last one. And London Old School, if you have your totals as well in terms of points, that would be greatly helpful to me. Gundit News, what do you have for Tottenham's final points tally?
I have them sitting at about 80. I think it's about 86, 87.
Tottenham, 86 points.
Yeah, 86 or 87 points.
Are you sure it's not 77?
Sorry, wait, I'm looking at my wrong stats here. Yeah, it's 77, not 87.
Yeah, I think that's what I have you down for, 77. Manchester United, what's your final tally on Manchester United?
It's more or less the 70 mark.
You have, yeah, I have you at 71 for Manchester United. For Spurs, I have you at 73. Am I right there?
Perfectly, right on point.
Okay. And Chelsea, I have you at 71. Am I right there?
Yeah, right again.
Okay. London Old School, I can calculate yours. So for Tottenham, London Old School has 77 points. For Manchester United, I have London Old School at 77 also. For
so more or less everybody's around 77 for.
I have you at 82 for Arsenal, London Old School, and I have Chelsea at 77. Right, and then for Richard, I have Arsenal 84. I have Manchester United for Richard at 74. I hope I'm doing this right. Tottenham, I have Richard at 77. And for Chelsea, I have Richard at 73. Okay, so I can reveal the final placings. Let me do Gundits first. I'm just doing 1, 2. The big reveal is coming.
Noe, Old School, everybody for staying up. Richard for featuring as our guest this week and helping us so much with the points tally and checking on everybody else in the group chat, in the super chat. And also being with us, from the get-go, you know?
Yeah, so here's the big reveal. Here's the big reveal coming up. So,
here we go. Nice.
This is Arsenal. So, you can see my final tally has got everybody on 76 points. That's what's so weird about what I did. 76 points. So goal difference is important here.
Oh, goal difference.
Gundit News. You have Tottenham getting that 3rd place. But you have Arsenal getting the 2nd place, which is 4th place. And then you have Manchester United and Chelsea outside the top 4. London Old School, you have Arsenal getting that 3rd place.
Oh, I would love that.
with Tottenham getting fourth place. And is that joint? Yeah, they're all joint top. So Arsenal gets third and comes to goal difference on the other three. Richard has Arsenal getting third place. And is it Tottenham getting fourth? And the other two. The other two, right?
I would love for our teams to be right and us getting actually third place.
So, what was weird to me, London Old School and Noe and Richard, if you're still there, what was weird to me was my points tally. Everybody comes out to 76 points. But it all remains to be done on the field. Um, London Old School, you have Arsenal getting third place. And then you have goal difference deciding the other three places. Yeah, my calculation must be out then. London Old School, you have Arsenal getting fourth. They seem like a better idea in theory than in practice. Gunded, you have Arsenal, you have Tottenham getting third place, but Arsenal getting fourth. Manchester United and Chelsea are outside the top four, and Richard had Arsenal getting third place, and Tottenham getting fourth place, and the other two teams outside. Thank Noe, you know.
Yes, I agree. But realistically, I hope all our supporters and the fans and the other supporters would join in with us at Arsenal Fan Circle, alright? And we get third position, and United and Chelsea miss out and drop down to Europa League, because with all the problems they're having, realistically, I would love for them to drop down. They don't deserve being anywhere near the top.
Who doesn't?
Man United and Chelsea.
Man United and Chelsea, yeah, exactly. Well, listen, this has been a long enough show. I know it dragged on a bit, but thanks for staying with me, Noe and London Old School, and of course Gunded News, my co-host Gunded News. Thanks to Richard for coming on. I will interview Richard at another point in talking about his Arsenal life, because that's what we like to do here on the fan circle.
Oh, yes, he did. Like I said earlier, Richard did a fantastic job in keeping up when we were dropping in and out of the chat in terms of who's down for wins, who's down for draws, who's down for losses, even going back 2-3 games to catch up and to keep us informed of what's happening.
London Old School, thanks for coming on again. We always appreciate your company.
Always.
Who knows what's going to happen? There's going to be ups and downs. We're going to win games we shouldn't. We're going to lose games we shouldn't. But let's all get behind the manager. Let's understand at the beginning of the season, even if we weren't going to get top four or Champions League place, we're going to stick by our coach. And thanks, Noe. Noe said goodbye to Gunded and London Old School as well. Thanks, Noe, for coming on. The important thing about this season is we're having fun with it. Let's hope we can get our goal, which is top four. I believe we can. And the next weekend is going to be a big show, and a big minutes after the game, our usual time of our usual Manchester United game. So let's keep our fingers crossed that the team puts in a big performance like they did yesterday, and we come away with 3 points.
Look, are we playing at Old Trafford, right?
No, we're playing at the Emirates.
Are we playing at the Emirates?
Yeah, we're playing Manchester United at the Emirates. I don't want to see any dancing. I don't want to see any disco Jesse Lingard shit. We want to stuff them.
Look, I would just like us to just keep scoring goals, remove the ball from the net, go after another one, score another goal, remove the ball from the net. Maybe Aubameyang brings out a new mask he apparently has for us.
And I think the strikers will redeem themselves, and not that they didn't show up against Tottenham, but I think they can get on the score sheet, one of them at least.
Yeah, I mean, you could see the disappointment in Lacazette's face. Just a
Yeah,
short, quick recap of
Laka was
season
disappointed because
and Noble was gutted.
he just missed that chance, and then he was substituted. So
Just missed it.
he was disappointed about that. It wasn't about being substituted as such, you know.
Yeah, no. But it's just missing that opportunity, and he thought maybe if he had been on a little bit longer, he could have scored that winner that we all needed. Maybe he could have taken the penalty, but if ands and buts.
Yeah. Join us next
And
week.
Noble must just keep holding his head up straight, you know. He must
Join
keep holding his head high, and
join us next week. We'll have another great show. It will be a Manchester United. Hopefully we defeat them, and it'll be a very very good show. And
oh yes.
usually we allow ourselves a day or a few hours to calm down after a game, but we'll be going right into it with a show next week.
Right
But
into it.
which it'll be fun as well because we'll have the raw nerves going on, you know.
The raw nerves, which we normally wait until our usual slot on a Sunday evening.
Um, these big games are good. The nerves were playing with me yesterday, big time, and I'll definitely be nervous next Sunday. So, but that's what it's all about.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what it's all about, supporting the
Raymond,
team. Yeah.
I think I'm going to be posting a it was a live reaction of mine, a very short one, of Ramsey's goal, and even the last minute penalty from Aubameyang where I just completely lost it. I didn't know what to think. So Aubameyang running to the ball nervously because I mean it's last minute.
Yeah.
Win or loss.
If you're watching this on playback, have an opportunity to go over to Facebook and check out Gunded News. My co-host Mahir Abrams gives you updates and reviews of games that have been played.
And live reaction.
Live reaction.
During the game.
Live reaction. I know that they're real and they're excitable and they're good reactions. So also
yes, we even talk about like will be featuring anybody watching this. I will be featuring Raymond Walker, my brother, because we host and co-host the show together. And
yes,
I
we
want
do.
To, in the future, do that the same with Gunded News as well. During games and straight after the games and straight before the games, you know, maybe an hour before, you guys can see the passion behind what we do.
A shout out to my regulars, London Old School and Noe. Shout out to Richard. Richard from Arsenal TV. Check him out on YouTube. He's a fellow YouTuber. Arsenal TV. That's Richard. And shout out to my co-host Mahir Abrams. Gunded News on Facebook. Check him out as well. And we will be back next week with an action-packed show for the Manchester United game. Until then, when we play Banter FC, we are out of here.